Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5 of my mobile photography masterclass. This is the basics of editing. Now, in my last episode, we talked about some advanced shooting techniques, and now that the photo is shot, let's go into how to actually edit the photo. Now, for editing basics, I won't actually show you any things or like sliders or adjustments to make on the photo, but I will talk about some apps that I use on the iPhone all the time to edit photos. My number one most used app that I use for almost every single photo that I take, including my stories or in-feed on my phone, is of course VSCO. Now VSCO is a free app and does work amazingly for free, but if you want to go even deeper and get access to all the different filters and functionality that the app has to offer, then I would recommend spending the $30 I think a year on the membership, especially if phone photography is something you want to take more seriously, learn more about, or even sell your photos for clients. The only other app I really use is the Lightroom app by Adobe. Again, it is a free app that you can use with a lot of functionality built in, but if you want the functionality that I have, which is all of the features that Adobe has to offer in the Creative Suite, then I would recommend buying a Creative Suite subscription, which is about $40 or $45 Canadian every single month. If you don't do this stuff for a living, I would recommend not buying that every month because it is really expensive, but I do this for a living, so it is something that I have to have. And believe it or not, that's it. Those are the only two apps that I use on the iPhone to edit all my photos from start to finish. And most of the time, it's really only one, which is VSCO, but if VSCO doesn't offer the same level of intricacy that I need for a photo, then I'll throw it into Lightroom. And on that note, let's talk about the two different types of editing that there are for any given photo. Those two types are corrections and grading. Now, corrections is what you first want to do to an image. You want to correct it to make any mistakes in the shooting process corrected. So if you overexposed or underexposed, or you need to add more contrast, bring up the shadows, highlights, all that, you can correct it first before you add a grade or a certain type of style to the image. And that's what grading is. Grading is making the image look unique with a certain feel and vibe to it, which is what I'm going to dive in further into the next episode, which is advanced editing techniques on the iPhone. I'm going to show you very specific things that I do on almost every single photo to achieve a consistent look across all of my images. Now, the reason that in this video I'm not diving into any specifics of editing is because you have to respect the editing that the camera on the iPhone or any mobile phone does out of camera, or when the camera takes the image, the photo is pretty much ready to edit most of the time. As long as you follow the steps that we did in the previous 4 episodes before this one, the image will be ready to grade most of the time without any corrections. So that being said, that's it for episode 5, basics of editing, and in the next episode we're going to go into advanced editing techniques. I'll see you there.